There'll be a painting you didn't paint. We live in things that are not finished. We live in things that are not finished. And so it is a race, it is a baton race where we pass to the next generation, we pass to the next person. Let me reach out to you, let me say to you something, that it is best when you and I learn that we are really one parent teaching the next parent how to parent a child. One father teaching the next father how to father their family. One teacher teaching the next teacher how to teach. How to teach. You see, we all come here empty. There's a clean slate to be written on. And so you must remember that the student who is a child soaks up everything. They're not come here full grown because God gave us a job to do. And that job is something God holds us responsible for. And we get busy with all the man-made things and all the things, and we forget the real job that we were supposed to do, that we don't do. Half step, half do. And then we get busy playing. I get tired of people saying that or thinking that preachers are trying, like their parents, to stop their fun and stop their enjoyment. What the preacher's saying, don't spend 90% of your time in playing. Don't spend 90% of your time in foolishness. You have a role to play and a job to do, and God put you here to do that job and pave the way for the next person coming along. As Frost says, oh, I have promise to keep and miles to go before I sleep. What are you carrying down the street to help the next person on the path of your life? You carrying some food, word of wisdom, some comfort, some care, some training? Can you sit with the person while they sleep? Can you sit with somebody's child while they go to work? You notice I haven't asked any big things that you could do. There are some people who have loads of money. Most of us don't. But if you sit back and wait on that person with loads of money to do everything, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Even with the loads of money, somebody has to tote that stuff. Somebody has to unload the truck. Somebody has to stand out there in the heat and pass the stuff out. What's your role? I saw a man in a wheelchair one day working. You heard exactly what I said. He was working. He wasn't sitting on the sideline talking about, woe is me, I'm in this wheelchair. And then I see people walking around with 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 eyes, hollering, woe is me. I don't have any sympathy for that. As well as eat on the food line, you could be over there helping to serve on the food line. You could be helping to prepare the food. You could be making some beds for some folks, washing some sheets. There's always a place to put a life if you're interested in doing it. What does this mean when you say the legacy of this man? And say, well, he drank every day into oblivion. Okay. That's a very short book for life. What about the next guy? Well, I'll tell you about him. For 20 years, he was a greeter at the church door. He was the greeter. For 20 years, he was always there to open that door. For 20 years, if it was cold, he made sure he got there and the church was warm when people came in. For 20 years, the church was always clean and the grass was cut. You want to talk about important people? That's a very important person. That is a very important person. That's a very important person. I was out one morning and the garbage truck came by. And I looked at the fellas out there this early in the morning. It was raining, it was cold, they had their slickers on. But they were loading the garbage on the truck. I paid attention to that. It's a natural thing for us to have lots of garbage, but what we forget is when we see a clean street, somebody was up before day making sure that street was clean. These are very important people. You ever been to a city on a garbage strike with the garbage piled up on the curbs and the rats coming out from under the houses, alleys and everything, jumping off the garbage piles on you as you go by in your clean suit? Oh, you hadn't seen that, huh? Wonder why? Wonder why? Because these people you didn't pay any attention to did their job. For you to appreciate how well these people do their job, all you got to do is watch when they stop. Some of these people do their job so well you don't pay any attention to it, you just take it for granted. In the devil's playground, isn't it good they stopped long enough to go do their job? They defy the odds, and the odds was every time you mess up something, we're going to come along and clean it up. If there's a dead cat in the street, it won't be there tomorrow. If a dog gets run over in the street, I know this is gruesome, but it won't be there tomorrow because somebody takes care of those things. You see, God has all kinds of people in his world. Okay? And it attaches itself to the relieving of the burdens of sin. And I thank the farmer as we fuss about him with the herbicides and stuff that he tries to kill those weeds and grow a stronger crop, a greater crop, and more prosperous crop when we don't want to get out in the field and help him. Not too many people want to do that anymore. But we all like to go to the supermarket and eat. We like getting watermelon in the winter, cantaloupe in the winter, Saw one with honeydew milling in it, and I couldn't believe it. Think about it. Think about it. We are spoiled people in this world that we see that's supposed to run so smooth. And the reason it runs smooth is because we got people like that janitor and that garbage man and those animal people, shelter people who go around and do their job every day. And the reason I'm talking to you, I want to know what job you're doing. Are you taking your job serious? Or you finding something you can do to help? And don't talk about it as beneath you. You see, when I go around the church, I'm not going to call his name, but I was very impressed when a retired college professor was out helping park cars at a funeral on the church lot. I was so impressed. I stood there and looked at him. A retired college professor was on the parking lot helping to park cars. Helping to park cars. Don't tell me anything about who you are and what you are. I'm not interested. I'm interested in what you will lift a finger to do to help somebody in this world where things go wrong. Help us, Lord, to help one another. Help us, Lord, to help one another. If somebody's thirsty and you give them a drink of cold water, that's what you need. That's a help. That's a help. The devil's playground gives us things to work on. And as Jesus went through the street, he was mentally and physically healing people. And he asked the man on the well, would you be made whole? Would you be made whole? Thank you for joining Whispering Hope today. We appreciate you, and we always appreciate you joining in with us. God loves you, and so do we. God loves you.